Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, in a city called Krakow in Poland. An old city with a huge river running straight through the middle of it. Past all the old stone buildings and statues, it was really quite a peaceful place. At the top of the hill was a great castle belonging to the king. The king was an excellent ruler, and his realm was a beautiful place. A busy market, happy citizens, and rich farming. He was also married to a beautiful queen, and was the proud father of a beautiful princess. Although despite all the good things about the land, there was still something that deeply troubled the king. For outside the town, past the river, past the village, was a cave. A dark cave. A scary cave. A cave which nobody ever dared enter, for this was the home of a terrifying dragon. For years this dragon had been leaving his cave in the middle of the night when the moon was full, in search of food. Often, farmers, sheep, and even young children would disappear, bringing fear to the townspeople. Many of the king's bravest soldiers had volunteered to slay the beast, but never one had once returned. Meanwhile, inside the castle, the king and the queen are deciding what to do about their troublesome daughter, the princess.
Something must be done about this, my dear. She is a menace and is sending me insane.
I can't understand it. Last week she was kind-hearted, pleasant, polite, and a pleasure to be around, and now she's moody, angry, and unruly.
Yes, my dear, I agree. She used to be such a love. It's like she's an entirely new person lately, and it seems like she will never change. Ever since she went for that walk in the forest, she has been like this.
She needs to get out of the palace. I can't stand being round her like this. Can't we buy her a house?
Heavens no. It doesn't work like that, my dear. We will have to marry her off like a true king and queen. What about a dragon? We could say whoever is brave enough to slay the dragon gets her hand in marriage.
But surely nobody can slay such a fearsome beast such as a dragon. Don't be silly.
Well, have you got any other ideas? It must be worth a try.
Perhaps you're right. Maybe someone does have what it takes to kill a dragon.
I don't see how anyone could even contemplate such an idea, but maybe I would have tried had I been a bit younger and trimmer.
Oh please, you've always been a coward, dear. Don't try to act like you were a hero in your youth.
Very well. Tomorrow we shall announce to the city, whoever slays the dragon will receive our daughter's hand in marriage. 2 birds, 1 stone, my dear.
That's why I married you. Well, that and the palace.
What was that, my dear?
Nothing, sire, nothing.
What a perfect plan.
Perfect indeed.
But the king and queen didn't know what really had happened to the princess. A few weeks ago, she was out walking in the forest, and from out of nowhere came a wicked witch, creeping up on the princess. Cast an evil spell on the princess, making them trade places.
Now I'm young and beautiful again.
The real princess turned and ran as fast as she could, deep into the forest, ashamed of how she now looked. Luke was a young man and had worked on the farm all his life. He had never known his parents and had been raised by his mean Aunt Bessie, who had worked his fingers to the bone ever since he was a boy of 6 years old.
Look! Yes, Aunt Bessie. Don't roll your eyes at me, you little brat. I saw that. Have you nearly done your morning chores? I have worked as fast as I can, Aunt, but I have nowhere near finished yet. Lazy, just like your mother and father. Just for that you can scrub the kitchen floor when you have finished that. But Aunt Bessie, No buts! Now get back to work.
Luke sighed loudly. He'd longed for a better life than this. He turned his head to look at the palace in the distance and wondered what it would be like to live in such a magnificent place. Once he had seen the princess. She was very beautiful. However, this made him feel more and more upset, so he decided just to knuckle down and get on with his chores. But then, he heard the king's fanfare in the distance. Luke really wanted to go outside the palace to see what was going on, but he knew Aunt Bessie would punish him if he left without finishing his chores. He thought about the possibility of the princess being there, threw down his rake and began to run towards the palace.
Good morning, my people. I trust you are all well and good on this fine day. I speak to you today with a heavy heart, for I have a matter of great importance to share with you. As you are aware, the princess, our beautiful daughter, is looking for a husband. Silence! The dragon outside the city walls has been a plague on our land for many, many years. I, as king, say that the time has come to do something about it. We cannot live in fear any longer. Therefore I say, the man who slays the dragon will receive the princess's hand in marriage. All those who think they are brave enough to perform the task should meet at the courtyard tomorrow at daybreak. That is all. Good luck to all brave enough to accept.
The king asked for his guards to recruit men for the great task of killing the dragon.
I will kill the dragon by myself.
The brave knight, Sir Wellington, was the first to sign up for the task. Sir Wellington was known throughout the kingdom for his bravery and courage. Wellington assured the guard that he would be the man to kill the dragon and would start his journey to the dragon's cave immediately. Next to sign up was Bernard Matthews, the butcher's son. He was very keen to marry the princess and was desperate not to work in the sweaty butcher's shop with his father. The guard did not think he would survive, but he let him try anyway. The baker's son, Fred Kipling, also volunteered for the task. He too was infatuated by the great beauty of the princess and was determined to be her husband. Luke was watching the men sign up from a nearby bench. Even though he thought he stood no chance of success, he was sick of his mean aunt and decided to sign up and have a go. The guard laughed at the thought of Luke slaying the dragon, but let him try his luck anyway.